GHSA wants sportsmanship to be more important than the game itself. Coaches and officials are the adults at these contests and should act accordingly and be held to a higher standard than the student athletes. That being said, coaches, game officials, and spectators must use appropriate language and refrain from any insulting behaviors. The GHSA wants sportsmanship to improve in soccer, and these slides are designed to assist in that endeavor. We will cover how the referee can promote sportsmanship with student athletes. The GHSA is making a point of emphasis for the conduct of 3 specific areas and who is ultimately responsible for addressing that conduct. The official is responsible for managing only 2 areas when they arrive at the event venue. The first is the players, which include the student athletes on the pitch during the game. The second responsibility of the officials is the head coach. The head coach will be responsible for the team area. The players are managed by the official when they're on the field, while the coach is responsible for the team area, which includes anyone in the team area, whether it is a substitute, assistant coach, ball runner, or even a healthcare provider. As for the spectators, they are to be addressed by the host school and their administrators. If an official believes the spectators are affecting the match, they must involve the administrators to address the issue and not address the spectators directly themselves. Open communication during the match is a key to success. You must be approachable within reason, and you must report the reason for any card issued to both head coaches. This should be a concise explanation and then return to the match. This game is for the student athletes. It is not about the spectators, the coaches, or the officials. As an official, it is your job to know the game and to be consistent in your decisions. If a student athlete or a coach is asking you a reasonable question, do your best to address it quickly and appropriately. This will go a long way to maintaining control of the match as well as showing respect for the game. The team area is defined by the rule book and should be clearly marked. The head coach has the ultimate responsibility for their team and any bench personnel as mentioned in the rule book. The GHSA is making this a point of emphasis for the 2023 season. If there is an event in the team area which requires sanctioning, even if the official can identify the responsible party, it is the head coach who will be sanctioned with either a caution or a disqualification. This means that if you can identify the responsible party, they do not get sanctioned, but the head coach does. There is one exception to this, which is if the offense is a straight disqualification, for example, offensive insulting use of language or throwing a water cooler onto the field, and that official can identify the person, then that person shall be disqualified or removed, depending on who they are, and the head coach shall still be sanctioned with a caution for failure to maintain the team area. During the 2022 regular season, there were 327 cardable infringements against coaches, of which 180 were for dissent, and some were for multiple coaches in the same match. Starting in 2023, only the head coach shall receive the sanction. If the head coach is disqualified, they must have an appropriate replacement for the match to continue, which does not include a community coach. This is a diagram of the team area. Each team area shall be clearly marked. In the event that a team area is not properly marked, then the team area is limited to the area only in front of each team's bench. In the event they fail to remain in the team area, then the head coach shall be sanctioned with a caution or disqualification. There are a few examples when people may be outside of the team area. Please use common sense when enforcing this rule. For example, if participants are warming up and they are properly attired, or if a healthcare professional is treating someone, there is no need to address the coach. Spectators can only be addressed by the school and their administrators. Officials do have the authority to have any individuals removed from the confines of an event if their behavior becomes a distraction and/or hindrance to the event. However, they must go through the host school and the game administrator, and then that person is responsible for addressing the situation with the involved spectator. To recap, the official's responsibility is limited to two areas: the field of play and the players on it, and the second is the coach for each team. The coaches are then responsible for their team areas. If there is an issue with spectators, we hope the game administrator is proactively addressing. However, if they are not, and these spectators are interfering with the match, then the official shall work with the home team head coach to get the administrator's attention and make sure the behavior is addressed by the game administrator.